Hi, my name's Owen Beck. I play for the Mississauga Steelheads. I'm a 2022 Nhl Draft prospect, and I'm coming on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap? Great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I Only Touch
Taking
Greatness
over the podcast
podcast.
scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down.
It's Vancouver's Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
So Owen, born in Port Hope, Ontario, if my stats are correct. Can you give us a little bit of your hockey story, kind of where you started and obviously where you've ended up with the Steelheads now?
Yeah, so I started out in my hometown of Port Hope, just playing double B hockey from a young age, probably around the age of 4, up until the time I was around 11. When I was 11 or 12, Port Hope and, our neighboring town of Cobourg amalgamated and became a AA center. Played there for 2 years, won a, just 1 second.
That's all good. Don't worry. I'll fix that.
Alrighty. I was just getting a call there. So like I was saying, our Port Hope and our neighboring town of Cobourg amalgamated, becoming a AA center, and so I played there for 2 years. I won a OHF championship in my second year there, and then that's when I made the jump to AAA, playing in Quinte for the Red Devils. Had some good success there, going to the OMHA finals all 3 years that I was there, and winning twice. That led me to being drafted by the Steelheads, 29th overall, and missing the COVID year, obviously. But up until this, or I guess after the COVID year, got started up, and we've had a successful season so far.
Perfect. And did you play or excel at any other sports growing up?
I was a big soccer guy growing up. I played every year in the summer up until I was probably about 13, I want to say. And by then I switched or transitioned fully to hockey, and kind of put that in my rear view. But I had a lot of fun playing soccer in the summer with a lot of my friends. And I also played some rugby as well in school, as well as some basketball in high school.
Okay. And any nicknames, and what's your favorite jersey number and why?
I guess my nickname would be Becker. It's kind of, I've had a bunch of nicknames over the years that have never really stuck, but I don't know. I guess this year Becker probably will. It's easy. It's just throwing an ER on the on the end of my name. That's what the boys gave me when I got to Mississauga. So I think that'll stick. And then in terms of jersey number, I've worn 92 for quite a while now. There's really no specific reason for it, but yeah, I just it kind of like the number that I wanted when I started AAA was taken, and kind of just that popped into my mind, and I just said okay, I'll go with 92.
I like it. It's unique. You don't see a lot of players with it, so it's a good number to have.
Yeah, it's not bad. There's a few guys in the NHL, but who have it, like Landeskog and whatnot. But but yeah, it's a good number, and I'll probably stick with it for a while.
And what's one aspect of your game you're looking to improve?
Probably my physicality. I'm not necessarily a tall guy, but I'm pretty strong. And that's just something that I could add a little bit more to my game. Just kind of using my body to separate guys from the puck. I wouldn't say I necessarily shy away from from contact, but I do feel like there's times where I could use it a little bit more, because I feel like I have the ability to dish it out when necessary, but sometimes I don't.
It's not the worst thing. I mean, you're keeping the PIMs down too, so it's a good thing. You're not hurting your team.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I find my value is a little bit higher on the ice instead of in the box. So
absolutely. And since you already brought up draft day, bring us back to draft day when you were drafted 29th overall. Did you know Mississauga was interested, or was it kind of caught off shock, or where were you?
So I just had a little bit of a get together with my girlfriend and my family, just kind of keeping things small with COVID. That's kind of when it all broke out, so didn't want to do anything too crazy. But yeah, in terms of teams, I had a rough idea of who was interested in me and where. So I kind of knew I was going probably like 20s area. So, and that ended up being the case. And, Mississauga came up on the board, and, it was actually kind of a scary moment, because all the other teams who I thought would have taken me in that 20s area had passed already. So it wasn't like it was my last hope, but, for the drama factor, I guess they were kind of my last hope. And eventually they pulled up a timeout on screen, and I was just sitting there shaking and worrying, and eventually a couple of minutes later my name popped up, and I was over the moon and super excited. So yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, it was actually 2 years ago today that the NHL shut down, March 10th.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know the exact day, but
I just remember that. I remember that. Did you play any other hobbies outside of sports?
Nothing. Like I have a pretty, I guess wide range of hobbies, if you will. Mostly, sports based, or doing something active. Like I like to wakeboard and snowboard and all that. Snowboarding's died down a little bit with hockey becoming so serious, but just going to the cottage, doing water sports like that, going for runs and hiking, walking, that sort of thing. I like to get outside, be active, and just enjoy the summertime.
And who would you say you kind of mirror your game after, or try and play like?
Probably Bo Horvat or Joel Eriksson Ek. A big Canucks fan there, I can tell. A couple of good two-way centermen. Strong up and down the middle of the ice, good on face-offs. Produce a good amount for their team on offense, and contribute largely on defense as well. So I feel like that's something I'm able to do. In my role in the Steelheads, and it's something I work hard at accomplishing.
Both good choices for sure. And take us back to your first WHL goal. And do you still have the puck?
The puck's actually... Sorry,
OHL goal. I screwed that up.
Yeah, I just have the puck right over my desk here.
Right on.
First OHL game against Kingston. That was a big game for me, big game for our team. We were going in as underdogs, and kind of were able to establish ourselves, if I'm not mistaken, with a 7-2 win. Funny story about that actually is it was going into the second period. my dad was at the game, and he had just left his seat to go get a couple refreshments for the family and all that.
Yeah.
So he was coming back, he was standing in line. He was like, "Oh, this is taking forever," but it was early in the period, so he was like, "I'm not going to miss anything." He said he was walking back, and he heard, it was an away crowd, so the crowd kind of go, "Oh," sort of thing, and he came out and saw me celebrating, doing the bench roll and all that, and he was like, "I just missed my son's first Whl goal." So, it's a little unfortunate, but kind of a funny story about that. So, it was an exciting, another exciting game for me in a very exciting career.
Well,
that's a great story,
and hopefully he enjoyed that beverage. I'm sure he did too. If you're having a dream dinner party, you can invite 3 famous people, dead or alive. Who do you want to bring?
Michael Jordan, Joe Burrow, and either Wayne Gretzky or Elon Musk, one of those two.
Wow.
You just got Mike. You got Mike really worked up right there.
Oh, I'm the biggest Bengals fan there is, man. Like I waited my whole life for this Super Bowl. It just ended, and obviously didn't end the way I wanted it. But Joe Burrow is a stud, man. He's a stud.
I can't say I'm the biggest football fan or necessarily the biggest Bengals fan either, but just the way he carries himself and the things he's been able to accomplish, like at this point, this early in his career, is just outstanding. So it's it's kind of a guy an athlete I kind of look up to for that kind of that swagger, if you will. A similar thing would be kind of like Kobe Bryant and his mentality sort of thing. So, just one of those guys that, I look up to for reasons other than, their specific sport sort of thing.
I always go with Tupac, Seth Rogen, and Paulina Gretzky.
Those are good choices. I was, I guess I was thinking more in the world of sports, but I forgot to tell you that part of the question. That's probably what I default to. So
yeah. And then obviously we love the Steelheads, and we've had another guest, Ethan Del Mastro. Could you give us a good story about him and when you joined Mississauga?
Yeah, I don't have too many stories of him in particular, but he's just a funny guy. Always got something to say in the room. Just keeping things light, and obviously he's our captain in Mississauga. He's a great captain. He likes goofing around, as I mentioned, but he also knows when to dial it in. So he's a good leader. Even better player on the ice, and he's just dedicated and really works hard and every day to get better. And so, that's just about everything I can say about him. So,
Hey, that's good. And do you have any pregame rituals or routines?
Nothing too strict, I'd say. Usually I try and eat the same meal before every game. But in terms of, being at the rink, I like to have a routine of stretching, keeping the body loose, maybe playing a game of sewer or two, before our team warm up. But nothing too strict. Just like to keep it loose and, kind of go with the flow.
What about hidden talents? You got any?
Oh, I'm sure I do. But I don't know, nothing that jumps right to the, to the top of my mind. I mean, I can play guitar, I can juggle, if those are two things that,
sweet. Yeah.
Better than my hidden talent. I can do West Side, but with my toes, with no hands.
Oh, really?
You don't want to see it.
And what would you say your favorite road barn is in the O?
Road barn. I guess I played in Kitchener once in preseason. That's obviously a very iconic building. Oshawa is a great building. It's pretty similar to an NHL rink, not in terms of seating, but, in terms of amenities and whatnot. It's pretty nice. So I'd have to say one of those two. Yeah.
And go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. If some teams do a rookie initiation, did you have one? And if not, what song do you sing in karaoke if you had?
That kind of goes hand in hand. We didn't necessarily have designated initiation, but we did do a rookie sing-off or karaoke on the bus. So I went to a Bruno Mars song, I think it was When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that's probably, one of my
Go-to.
I would say secrets, but guilty pleasure songs or something, or guilty pleasure artists. I actually do like listen to Bruno Mars quite a bit. So
he definitely makes hits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
who won the Rookie Idol then?
Kai Schwinn.
Okay.
Yeah, Kai Schwinn. I forget what song he did, but yeah, he won that.
Is that Cole's little brother?
It is. Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
And what's your go-to celly? And I know you're super skilled. Have you tried the Michigan or lacrosse goal in a game yet?
If you count warm up as a game, then yes, every game I do the Michigan.
Yeah, me too.
That's one of my things at the end of warm up that I do. My favorite celly. I just usually keep it simple, kind of just, throw the hands up in the air sort of thing. Maybe a little fist pump sort of thing. Back in minor hockey, though, I was big on the bow and arrow. Every time I saw the puck go in the net, I straight away right to that bow and arrow. So it's something I honestly couldn't pull myself away from, but kind of glad that I did this year. But yeah, that would probably be one of my go-tos.
Okay, and I'm going to hit you. Go ahead, right?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, I'm going to hit you with the NHL draft question that you will be getting. $100 bill, bottom of the toilet, $20 bill on the counter. Which one are you going for?
$100 bill. I kind of like, a bit of extra cash. And if it takes a little bit more to get there, then, I don't mind.
Good answer. The reason for that question scouts ask is they obviously want to see if you're willing to get your hands dirty. So
yeah.
Hit him with the other one, right?
I forget the other one, so you're gonna have to hit it when you get it. But what's your favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie? The Longest Yard's a good one. Trying to think. I can't pull one off the top of my head other than that, but that's a good one. Pretty good one, yeah. Or Moneyball. I like Moneyball as well.
That's a good one too.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Oh yeah.
I've gotten this question. I'd be a wolf, kind of just running with the pack. Hockey's a team sport, and we all have a role in the hunt. So I try and just live up to my role and carry my weight, and work well with my teammates. So.
And then I always tell a story when Mike asks that question that my answer is a dolphin because I got no hair and a nose.
I've heard some pretty creative ones. Or with buddies I work out with in the summer, going through the same process. So, there's some interesting ones to that question. But
well, then do you know or remember any questions that stand out you've gotten?
Have there been any weird ones?
I was asked about the Last Dance, the documentary. I was asked about whether or not I thought Michael Jordan was a little bit off base, I guess, going to baseball, considering how good he was at basketball. That was an interesting one. I wouldn't necessarily call it weird, but it was a sports psychologist asking me, so I'm sure he had his reasons. And but yeah, I found it a little bit off the board. So it was interesting, but yeah, I was pretty familiar with the documentary, so it wasn't too bad, and I was able to answer it fairly well, I'd say.
Yeah, that's good. As long as you saw the documentary or knew his life story, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're going to be getting some more weird ones going along the way here because like Perfetti hit us with a couple, and one was like, if you could, you don't have to answer this one obviously, but if you could save your mom or your dad from a burning house, which one do you save? And there was another one like if you have your team has to be back at your team has to be back at like 10 o'clock, let's say, and it's someone's birthday and you're out of the restaurant or whatever. Do you leave with the whole team or do you stay with some of the team that's staying past curfew? Just questions like that you will be getting.
That second one there. I think. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If my memory serves me right. But,
Do you have a favorite sports franchise? And it doesn't have to be hockey.
probably, I don't know. I guess probably the Leafs. They'd be my favorite NHL team, and I can't think of another sports franchise that really stands out to me.
Okay. And what color is your stick tape, and what's your favorite Gato color?
Stick tape's black. I like how it disguises the puck, as some people say. And then favorite Gato color, probably like the light blue. I think it's like it's not the regular like cool blue. But
it's the blue freeze or whatever. Yeah, it's good.
Freeze, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just actually came across a new flavor for my hockey that I've been using, and it's like glacier cherry, but it's like
that's a good one too. Yeah,
like white colored. It's white colored. Yeah. What's one challenge you've came across in getting to where you are today?
Probably like overcoming slumps can be a little challenging. I felt I had a pretty big one back in minor midget, and it lasted quite a while, and it really took a toll on me, I'd say. But I was able to work through that and kind of get back to my success in hockey, and kind of carry that over through the COVID year and into this year, which really helps being able to go through that or face that adversity early on and kind of get that experience later on in your career.
Yep.
And if you could play any other sport professionally other than hockey, what would it be?
Either football or basketball, probably. Football, because the athletes are insane in that sport. They're just built different. And basketball, because it's a pretty well-loved sport around around North America now. And, it's a lot of fun to play. So, it's probably the best reason I can give, but yeah, those two for sure.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Either invisibility or teleportation.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Mine would be to grow.
He's still waiting for his growth spurt.
Yeah. I'm tiny.
And what part of your game do you say you take the most pride in? And if a scout or GM were to ask, what do you bring to the table, or describe your game?
I'd take most pride in my 200-foot game. I bring solid defense, and good offensive production to the table, and as well as good face-offs. I'd say starting with the puck is super important in hockey, and some stats say that whoever wins more face-offs usually wins the game. So I found that to be true this year with my success in the dot and success in terms of winning games. So probably either my 200-foot game or face-offs I would bring to the table to a team.
Okay, Mike, should we hit him with the quick ones? Oh, do you got a favorite sport? Do you have a favorite sports quote?
There's a Michael Jordan one that I can't think of, but it just crossed my mind the other day. It was the one where he's talking about he's been trusted. This might be either him or Kobe, but he was trusted, hundreds of times to take the game-winning shot and failed so many times. But because he failed, that's the reason he succeeds.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Jordan. But if not, I believe it would be Kobe otherwise. But yeah, that would be probably be an all time for me.
Okay, don't worry, we're not fact checking you. Okay, so we got these couple of these quick response ones. They're pretty easy, simple, lighthearted questions here. Other than this first one, whose name is on the Stanley Cup 5 times, but spelled different 5 different times?
Oh, I feel like I should know this.
It's super hard. I just learned this one.
I feel like I've heard it, but I can't give you the answer. I don't.
Jacques Plante, the goal. He's an old goalie that wore no mask. He's way before my time.
And what's the reason for that? Why was it spelled?
Because he spelt it like Jack, like J or French Jock, however they spell it, like JACQUES. One time they forgot to put the E on it, his last end of his name. They spelt it, just 5 different ways. Yeah, I forget how they did that. Okay, forward. Favorite cereal?
Reese's Puffs.
Okay. Favorite Halloween costume?
Halloween costume. I was those guys in Vancouver going up against the
green guys.
The green guys. Yeah, I was one of those one year. I like that one.
Okay, small story about that. That's those seats that they sit in. I sometimes sit in that seat, and I dress up as Don Cherry.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
at the Canucks games. Yeah,
for the Canuck games, and stuff like that. What's your favorite Disney princess? And we know you got one.
Oh, geez. I guess Cinderella.
Okay.
Good one. And deep sea or outer space?
Outer space, probably.
Okay. Favorite actor or actress?
I just answered this question for the Top Prospects game.
Okay.
Will Ferrell, I guess. I can't think of my answer. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey, no, that's all good. Don't worry. Mike, you want one or?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Spring, summer, fall, or winter?
Winter.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. I don't know if you're old enough, but Friends or Seinfeld?
Friends.
Okay. Comedy or drama movies?
Comedy.
Halloween or Canada Day?
Halloween.
Okay. And you've answered Superpower. That's it. Done.
Actually, I should say Canada Day. That's my mom's birthday, so Canada Day.
Okay. In case mom sees it, you should probably say that.
That's right. I'm gonna hit you with 2 trivia questions, both about the Stanley Cup. How much does the Stanley Cup weigh? 34.5 pounds, 36.5 pounds, or 40.5 pounds?
40.5 pounds.
34.5.
Oh my God.
Second, no, it's all good. Second one, how many beers fit in the Stanley Cup? 12 cans, 14 cans, or 18 cans?
18 cans?
14 in the middle.
All right.
Close though. And what would you say your first vivid hockey memory is?
So it wouldn't be me playing hockey. It would have been me having a nightmare when I was probably 3 years old and going down to see my dad watching the Leafs game on the couch. I believe they were playing either Detroit or Boston. And I remember kind of just going down there saying, "Hey, I had a bad dream. I can't sleep." Sitting down there and watching the game with him. And this would have been the first time I'd seen hockey, and actually paid attention to it. And I just said, this looks fun. He said, "It is fun." And then I remember, doing can skate or whatever, not too long after, and then starting to play.
That's awesome. Yeah. And do you have a pump up song or like a go-to song you listen to before games?
I like Television by Pop Smoke. That one gets me going. Yeah.
Sweet. And who's the DJ on the Steelheads?
We cycle through a few. It's either Del Mastro, Dodig, Brand the odd time, and I think Del Bell's taking the reins once or twice.
Okay.
And what's your personal highlight?
What do you mean? Could you elaborate?
Basically, your favorite moment of your career.
To this point, probably winning the OMHA championship in minor midget.
Okay.
That was a back-to-back for us. We won it the year before, and then we had it on home ice in Belleville that year, right before the COVID shutdown. So, it was pretty memorable to win that one going into the Ohl draft and everything. So that was a pretty fun time.
Okay. Absolutely, back-to-back. That's tough. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, Owen, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time for us today and coming on and chatting with us. You definitely have fans in us for life, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.